Carried to safety, these people had been trapped for days in a former old people's home, caught in the crossfire between hardened rebels and Assad's troops. The International Red Cross managed to reach them after the Syrian regime recaptured the old city. They evacuated 148 people, many of them elderly and badly injured. The regime is now in control of around 3/4 of eastern Aleppo. Rebels are fighting for survival in a shrinking enclave. Syria's Bashar al-Assad says a victory for his army would change the course of the war. But if and when that happens, activists on the ground are fearing the worst.
When Assad's forces will recapture all Aleppo, first thing, we are so scared about the big genocide will happen in the coming days if they come closer to us, this area where all the civilians or the white helmets are crowded now.
The UN says the Syrian regime has finally given permission to send aid into eastern Aleppo. But for that, a pause in the fighting needs to be agreed.
A humanitarian corridor is only a humanitarian corridor if there is ceasefire in and around the corridor. There has to be a pause.
Russia's foreign minister, Sergey Lavrov, says the Syrian regime has now suspended its military operation in Aleppo. But the US is skeptical. The White House says it will wait and see. The US and Russia are due to meet once again in Geneva on Saturday.
An agreement has been reached for our military experts and diplomats to meet on Saturday in Geneva to finish the work that has been going on for all these days on the document that defines the ways and means for a final solution of the problem of eastern Aleppo, according to which all the militants leave it, as well as those civilians who want to get out.
As diplomats far away from the conflict prepare to discuss the fate of Syrians, some civilians are returning to areas in eastern Aleppo recaptured from the rebels, while others remain there under siege and in desperate need. Two sides of a story for one broken city. Julia Mills, TRT World.